event that happened early in the morning at dawn. We're talking about the historic resignation of Beatrice Elachi as Speaker. And I just want to walk you through the entrance of this particular county assembly, which is under tight security since morning. Even the county, the MCAs, the ward representatives are not being allowed to enter at this particular point for today. And this is because of, they're saying that they just want to make sure that the chaotic scenes that were witnessed on July 27th do not reoccur. And so they're saying that this particular place is strictly cordoned off. They're not allowing even some of the county assembly staff to gain access. Only those essential are being allowed access. This has been the situation. The policemen you're seeing here, they just represent hundreds and dozens of those who've been here, that have camped here since 5 a.m. in the morning, just to make sure that the handover ceremony go on as planned. But even to get a clear picture of what happened here at 7 a.m. when Beatrice Elachi announced her resignation and handed over the instruments of power to her deputy, this is what went down. Listen in.
Beatrice Elachi's 6 a.m. arrival at the Nairobi County Assembly caught most of the staff at the main chambers unawares. So confidential was her surprise entry that even the security officers who had camped at City Hall overnight didn't know the occasion. The Speaker walked straight to her office, where she was shortly joined by her deputy, John Kamangu, and few senior county staff. After about half an hour, journalists who had been camping outside the Speaker's office were allowed in under police escort. The embattled Speaker then made this announcement.
I want to humbly tender my resignation to His Excellency the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and for continuity of the institution, I appoint my deputy pursuant to the law and the new act, the Honorable Speaker John Kamangu, who is the Deputy Speaker, to take over as the acting Speaker and also the Chairperson of the Nairobi County Service Board as the Assembly prepares to recruit a new Speaker.
What I can tell Nairobians is that I am ready to occupy the position of the acting Speaker, and I assure them that things will roll as expected.
The besieged outgoing Speaker, who took over as Speaker at the Nairobi County Assembly in 2017, cited frustrations and threats to her life as some of the reasons why she opted to leave City Hall.
It was going to be a very terrible time at that time. We had sulfuric acid, we had so many crude weapons that day, if it was not for the security team, somebody would have lost life.
Elachi's resignation comes at a time Governor Mike Sonko, who is barred from accessing his official office due to an ongoing corruption case against him, is embroiled in a leadership wrangle with Nairobi Metropolitan Services boss Mohamed Badi. Elachi's leadership has been marred by chaos and wrangles, and being kicked out of the assembly in September 2018 with just 1 year in office. Her dramatic impeachment had ugly scenes and confrontations with members of the county assembly allied to Governor Mike Sonko. The courts later reinstated her.
Thank you, Nairobians, for praying for me. Thank you, my staff. Thank you, the whole staff. We leave when we have transformed, and I hope we will not have confusion. And I just want to ask the security team, I leave you with a team that I have named here, and please support the team.
From October 2019, she's been serving as Speaker, but again fell out with MCAs allied to Sonko, leading to renewed calls for her impeachment. Late last month, there was violent confrontation at City Hall when a group of MCAs forced their way into her office to serve her with a notice of impeachment.
Well, sources close to some of the Jubilee MCAs say that there will be a high-profile meeting tomorrow that will be on Wednesday. But like I said, this particular place at City Hall is cordoned off. I'm right outside the office of the governor here at City Hall. And like I said, that the policemen, some of them arrived here as early as 4 a.m. just to make sure that the handing over ceremony and that event that happened at 7 a.m. where you saw Beatrice Elachi handing over to her deputy take place. It is because there was security enforced at this particular place just to make sure that we don't have any opposition, or rather the event organizers don't, confront any opposition that would have transpired. They just wanted to avoid dramatic scenes that were witnessed last month. But this is not all. Remember, Dan Mwangi and our viewers who are watching us live from all over the world, that the CS for Interior, Fred Matiang'i, did indicate, or rather did hint, that there will be some major and crucial changes as far as the leadership of Nairobi County Assembly is concerned and county government as a whole. And he did say that there have been numerous criminal activities happening here at the Nairobi CBD, where City Hall is located. And he did say that at least up to 14 MCAs have had their firearms withdrawn and their licenses revoked. And this is just part of the cleaning up exercise being done by the national government. You will recall that also Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko had to enter into that deal with the national government to, just surrender some of the authority under his command. We're talking about some of the services, and especially those ones to do with licensing and transportation, being handed over to the Nairobi Metropolitan Services. But there has been a back and forth confrontation between MCAs allied to Mike Sonko and those allied to NMS director, that is Mohamed Badi. But it is going to be interesting to see in the coming days how this particular issue that unfolded here this morning will be taken. But what we know is that we have sources indicating that Jubilee MCAs for Nairobi County will be having a meeting tomorrow just to deliberate on the way forward. It will also be interesting to see how those maybe allied to Governor Mike Sonko will take this particular action. And of course, for our detailed report, it's going to come on later in a subsequent bulletin. Back to you, Dan.